Kyle here to spread the word about there being no higher entity because something has happened in practice. You've told us, Kyle, today on not to be dramatic, but something bad happened in practice.
It's pretty dramatic.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, I because I can't log off even like while we're doing the show, I am online. I'm just like looking at the videos right now. It looked like Burrow suffered a non-contact leg. It could be ankle, could be knee. Was carted off. Who's their backup quarterback even?
Trevor Siemian.
Brandon Allen?
Trevor Siemian.
Oh, is it really Trevor Siemian?
Trevor Siemian. My God. They're screwed.
That's a cut. Yeah, man. Brutal. I mean, no clue how it would, how this could actually impact him. Could have just rolled his ankle. Didn't look great, though. And then he was carted off the field. It didn't look like he could put much weight on the leg. So just something to know if you're drafting before you see this. I mean, say they are, I guess, what does this team do? Like, who's out there? What is, like, do they go for Ryan Tannehill? What do they do?
I don't know. Maybe they get one of the Niners quarterbacks. I mean, like,
I like that. I think that's the best option. I guess now that Brock Purdy's back.
Well, Kyle, have you actually read any reports? Like, what are we actually talking about?
No, there are no reports.
I mean, he literally couldn't put weight. I watched it happen. He couldn't put weight on his foot when he was carted off the field.
Is that important? I mean, do you need to be putting weight on your foot?
I thought you were being serious for a second.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I think Niners would be the best option, and they're probably a little more pliable as a team now that Brock Purdy is cleared and practicing. He's still getting some breaks, but I think that's probably the move. Honestly, then would you trade for Sam Darnold in that spot, right? Like
I think that the Bengals can't just like mail in a year where they have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon. Like they have to try. I mean, they can't. You cannot go with Trevor Siemian. I don't care what the coaches say in the coming days. They cannot go with Siemian. So there's got to be a move out there that they can make. I'm racking my brain right now. Maybe
Carson Wentz is already throwing. To be honest, he is ready.
Not.
I don't know
at this point, and truly not trying to be funny. There's nothing the Bengals can do if Joe Burrow.
The season it is over. Yeah,
the Bengals season is tanked and ruined. Yeah, more about like how big of a hit does Jamar Chase take? How big of a hit does T. Higgins take?
Huge.
When there's Joe Burrow at quarterback, sometimes some weeks can be hard to tell the difference between Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. We know that Jamar Chase is a better player, has a higher ceiling. When you have a quarterback playing at such a high level, though, in fantasy, when you've got an elite player in Jamar Chase and a really, really good player in T. Higgins, it can sometimes be hard to tell the difference. I think if there's no Joe Burrow, it's really bad news for T. Higgins, that makes the difference between those two players more stark. And it makes Tyler Boyd already not an entity, even with Joe Burrow. It really, what would it do for Joe Mixon, who's become like a PPR guy, kind of like
this nukes Joe Mixon. And I kind of agree that I think it's really bad for Chase because he's so expensive. You have to take him the second.
I think it's worse for T. Higgins than Chase, to be honest.
I think so too. I think it widens the gap between them, but the price gap is already also pretty significant. Yeah, man. And Joe Mixon, I think it just nukes him. His whole shtick is that he plays a lot of snaps on one of the best offenses. He's not super efficient anymore. Yeah, I mean, this is horrible for the team. Although, like I'm saying, it would be horrible. Could have just rolled his ankle. That's what we'll be hoping for.
It says, real quick here, Joe Burrow was wearing a black compression sleeve on his right calf. That was before the injury.
That would indicate Achilles problems, like Achilles tendonitis often.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're like Cronkite right now talking about the Kennedy assassination. But I mean, really, like it is. This changes everything for fantasy if Burrow is indeed down with a serious injury.
I basically would not be drafting T. Higgins. Jamar Chase, I think, is to the level where whoever they throw in there, even if it's Trevor Siemian, even if they trade for someone, they'll find a way to get Jamar Chase their numbers. I think it's when we really find what the difference is between Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, though. And Tyler Boyd just totally gone. Who's the tight end this year? Irv Smith, I guess. Yeah. I mean, Irv Smith not happening if Joe Burrow's out.
Well, I do think you could see T. Higgins drop to like so much that it would be like, why am I not taking him in like the 11th round or something?
Kyle, off the top of your head, if he's out, Joe Burrow is out. What wide receiver? What is T. Higgins' rank for Week 1?
Rank?
Just rank.
35.
I was gonna say late 20s.
I'd say 28 to 32. So I mean, 30, not that far off.
It depends how they address it too. For some reason, they're like, "Oh, Trevor Siemian, he's been here 2 months. He knows the system," and they throw him in. These guys are all complete dust. But like, if they go out and get Darnold, Carson Wentz is a free agent, and don't construe this as me supporting Carson Wentz. It's me saying Carson Wentz. No. Don't know, Pat. No, it's me saying Carson Wentz would be a better option than Trevor Siemian.
Really?
And I think, like Denny said, what do you mean, really? Yes.
I mean, really? I mean, do you really think Carson Wentz is better than Trevor Siemian at this point?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I actually don't.
Oh, this is honestly, how am I gonna? It's fine. You're allowed to think that. I don't even care. Carson Wentz is also not great, but I think to Denny's point, they have to try something. It won't work, right? You just can't survive a Joe Burrow loss and move on, but you also can't do the Trevor Siemian thing for a year when you're closing out your window of having all these guys on their cheap deals.
I actually think that's would be the wrong mentality. I think they have to just view it to not do anything that might mess up 2024 and beyond. And
signing Carson Wentz for a year trading for Sam Darnold wouldn't do that.
The Bengals just have to forget about 2023 if Joe Burrow's out. It's like sad but true. Like 2023 does not exist.
I will say apparently this was not the leg that he hurt back in 2021 or whatever when he blew out his ACL on that hit from Chase Young. So it's not that side. So I guess that could be good.
You really did just sound like Walter Cronkite there, didn't he? the bulletin in from Dallas, Texas. The time
I'm trying to relay
14:37 in the afternoon because they did military time back.
Zach Taylor tells reporters it was a calf injury for Joe Burrow.
Well, calf is frequently a euphemism for Achilles at first. If it's actually a calf, we're good. Like even if it's like a serious calf injury, he'll be playing in September at some point. So just hope that it's actually a calf injury and not a euphemism for Achilles.